She never thought you'd leave. She thought your silence meant submission. But your silence? It was preparation. Preparation for absence, for disappearance, for total emotional detachment. Now, she's drowning in the same emptiness she once served you, on cold plates, with a fake smile. Comment, "Never again," if you know that pain. To every soul watching this isn't just a video. This is a mirror, a message, a wake-up call. This is for those who were made to feel like an option while giving everything. If you've ever felt replaced, ignored or discarded, this is your reckoning. Support this channel, not just for me, but to keep this truth reaching those who need it most. When you support this movement, you're saving someone from suffering in silence. Number 1. She took you for granted. While you were busy being loyal, present and honest, she was calculating, measuring your effort, weighing it against her options. She didn't love you for you. She loved the control your loyalty gave her. Every text you sent first, every night you waited for her reply, every time you overlooked her distance just to keep the peace, you were feeding her illusion of power. And she used it. Modern relationships have bred entitlement. Not love, not loyalty, entitlement. She believed that just because she was a woman, your time, energy and commitment were guaranteed. That your emotional investment was her birthright, not something she needed to match. And you allowed it. You played the gentleman in a world that profits from the broken-hearted. You gave her exclusivity while she gave everyone else attention. You made plans, she made excuses. You built a future, she lived in the moment. She posted thirst traps, messaged old flings, and you justified it as insecurity. It was disrespect. You ignored your instincts because your love was real, and real love blinds men in a world full of illusions. You paid for her dreams while she laughed at yours. You fought for her love while she entertained attention from others. You stayed faithful while she flirted with the idea of replacement. And you stayed. Not because you were weak, but because you believed she'd see your value eventually. You were wrong. She saw it. She just didn't care. Because modern women have been told they can do better, even when they're giving nothing. She believed the world owed her a man who'd die for her, without ever asking her to truly live for him. So she tested you. With silence, with cold stares, with emotional withdrawal. She wanted to see if you'd break. You didn't. You bent, twisted, and snapped inside. But you stayed. You adjusted your masculinity to fit her expectations. You killed parts of yourself to keep her attention. But attention isn't love. And love without respect is abuse in slow motion. You gave her the kind of consistency men rarely give today, and she mistook it for desperation. Every time you forgave her disrespect, she lost more respect for you. Every time you prioritized her happiness over your peace, she resented you more. Because women don't love men they can walk all over. They love men who can walk away. And she knew you wouldn't, so she pushed harder until your soul collapsed, until your mirror showed a man who didn't recognize himself anymore. A man who was tired, not just of her, but of the disrespect he allowed. That's when you woke up. When you realized love isn't meant to cost you your dignity. When you remembered that peace is more attractive than begging for attention. You pulled back, quietly. You stopped texting first. You stopped explaining yourself. You stopped begging. That silence, it shook her more than any argument, because she was never afraid of losing you, until she realized you were serious. Until she realized the man who always stayed no longer needed her presence to validate his worth. Now she scrolls through your old messages, reading the love she'll never get again. She replays the memories she once belittled, crying over moments she thought she'd always have. But you're gone, not just physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. You've ascended. You've reclaimed your time, your energy, your masculinity. You've realized that a woman who doesn't match your loyalty with effort isn't a prize. She's a distraction. Now it's her turn to sit in the silence. Her turn to feel uncertainty. Her turn to question if she was ever enough. Because silence is loud when it's deserved. Don't check on her. Don't wonder if she misses you. She does. But that's not your concern anymore. Your healing isn't her closure. Your growth isn't her redemption arc. She had you. She played you. She lost you. And no, it's not your job to teach her a lesson. Life will, regret will. The nights she lays awake, replaying how she turned a king into an option, will. And what about you? You rise, you rebuild, you set boundaries, you reclaim your self-worth. You learn that your presence is a gift, not a guarantee. You learn to listen to your gut. You learn to recognize red flags and not paint them white out of desperation. You hit the gym, not for revenge, but for discipline. You cut off the flings, not for scarcity, but for standards. You chase your purpose, not for distraction, but for dominance over your life. You level up so fiercely that even your old self won't recognize you. And when the next woman arrives, and she will, you won't tolerate crumbs because you've dined on silence and self-respect. You won't beg for love because you've learned that love isn't earned through suffering. It's reflected through reciprocity. Let her feel the consequences of your absence. Let her understand that good men don't chase, they choose. And you've chosen yourself. You've chosen peace. You've chosen legacy over lust, purpose over pain. Because you're not her safety net anymore, you're your own foundation. And if she ever circles back, looking for what she once had, remind yourself, she didn't leave because you were lacking. She left because she didn't recognize value when it was right in front of her. And once value walks, it doesn't return. Not for nostalgia, not for apologies, not for promises of change. You're done being an option. You've become the storm she never saw coming. And now, she feels it. All of it. Number 2, you tried everything. While you were pouring your energy, time, and loyalty into building something stable, she was quietly testing the limits of how much she could get away with before you snapped. And you didn't. You didn't snap. You adapted. You adjusted. You compromised parts of yourself she never earned the right to touch. You convinced yourself that if you gave more, tried harder, became softer, maybe she'd appreciate it. Maybe she'd stop entertaining other men's attention online. Maybe she'd stop posting pictures designed to attract external validation instead of nurturing the loyalty in front of her. But every time you gave more, she gave less. Every effort was met with indifference. Your consistent presence was answered with emotional distance. You showed up for her, but she was never really there for you. She gave you surface-level affection with no depth. Her love had terms and conditions, and you signed every clause because you hoped the fine print led to forever. You tried everything, from planning surprise dates to late-night heart-to-hearts. You forgave her emotional immaturity, hoping growth would come. You made excuses to your friends, defended her absence to your family. You fought for something she wasn't even present for. And the worst part, you kept thinking it was your fault. You thought maybe you weren't attractive enough, maybe your money wasn't enough, maybe you weren't alpha enough. But the truth? She was never ready to love you. Because love requires responsibility, it demands consistency. And today's modern dating world feeds women an illusion that there's always something better just one DM away. So she treated your commitment like a backup plan. You were her emotional crutch, her therapist, her provider, her protector, until you asked for something back: respect, effort, accountability, and suddenly you were controlling, toxic, too much. She twisted the narrative every time you pointed out the imbalance. She said you were insecure when you questioned her behavior, even though her actions made every cell in your body feel uneasy. That wasn't paranoia, that was intuition, and she played on your empathy. She weaponized your loyalty. She knew you'd give her one more chance every time, and so she used them all. You became her constant, and she resented you for it. Because in her mind, anything that doesn't chase, excite, or make her feel like she's winning is boring. She mistook peace for boredom, not realizing she was sabotaging a man most women pray for. She believed your forgiveness was weakness. But inside, you were breaking. You stopped laughing the same. You started hesitating before speaking. You monitored your tone, afraid your truth would trigger another shutdown from her. You stopped being you just to keep her around. And that's when you truly lost. Because the moment a man starts self-editing just to keep a woman happy, he's already surrendered his power. She didn't leave you. You left yourself. But not anymore. You tried everything. Now it's her turn. Your job now isn't to win her back. It's to win yourself back. Cut all emotional ties. No more explaining. No more arguing. No more proving your worth to someone who never truly saw it. Rebuild your routine without her. Fill your schedule with progress. Take that energy you wasted on her and invest it into your fitness, your business, your goals. Get in the gym, not to look good for her, but to reclaim your strength. Start journaling, not for poetry, but for clarity. Build emotional discipline. Don't answer her calls when loneliness brings her back around. Don't stalk her online life. Cut it. Remove her from your digital world like you would rip out a virus from your system. Stop seeking closure. You don't need it. Her behavior was your closure. The emotional neglect, the constant gaslighting, the way she made you question your reality, that was the truth. You don't need to understand why she didn't choose you. You need to understand why you ever thought she was worth choosing. Understand this. When a woman sees that no matter what she does, you're always there, she stops trying. And the moment she sees you're finally gone, really gone, it hits her. But by then, your job is to keep walking, because any return she makes after your growth is a test, not a gift. If she wants access again, she has to come correct. But chances are, you'll have leveled up so far, she won't even qualify for the man you've become. The old you tried everything. The new you, he only entertains what tries for him. You want actionable steps? Here's where to start. Block her on every platform, not out of hate, but out of healing. Write down every moment she made you feel invisible. Read it, burn it, release it. Replace every thought of her with a rep at the gym, a page in a book, a new skill learned. Upgrade your wardrobe. Fix your posture. Stop saying yes to people who drain you. Watch how fast your spirit comes back. Speak less. Do more. Date yourself until the loneliness turns into leadership. And when the pain comes, and it will, feel it, but don't worship it. Use it as fuel. Remind yourself, she didn't walk away because you weren't enough. She walked because she couldn't match the man you already were. And now, you're becoming someone even stronger. She thought your love was a weakness. Now she sees your absence is stronger than your presence ever was. That's the power of a man who tried everything and finally chose himself. Number 3, she thought you'd never walk. While she played her games, calculated her next move, and used your loyalty as leverage, she never truly believed you had it in you to leave. She knew your patterns, she knew your heart, she knew your loyalty, and she mistook it for blindness. Every time she pulled back, you pulled harder. Every time she punished you with silence, you responded with more kindness. She believed you were emotionally trapped, and to a point, you were. Because the depth of your love had you hooked on the illusion that this could work, that the highs would return, that the woman she pretended to be at the beginning might reappear. But that woman never existed. She was an act, a mask, an image designed to hook you. She mirrored your dreams, said what you wanted to hear, acted like the ideal partner, all until she secured your commitment. Then she shifted, not all at once, but slowly. First, she stopped appreciating the small things. Then she started comparing you to others. She'd mention how someone else just gets it, or how her ex used to do this and that. And each time, it wasn't an accident. It was calculated. She wanted you to feel like you weren't enough. She wanted you to work harder, not because she valued you, but because she craved the control. Control over your confidence, over your masculinity, over your time. And what did you do? You adjusted again. You thought being more gentle, more agreeable, more understanding would restore the spark. But you didn't realize there was no spark left. There was only power, and she held it. Modern relationships aren't built on loyalty anymore. They're built on leverage, and the person who cares less holds the most. She knew this. She exploited this. She started posting pictures designed to provoke jealousy. She responded to your texts with hours of silence, only to come back with "lol" and no explanation. She started making you feel like a stranger in your own relationship, and when you brought it up, she flipped it. Why are you so insecure? That wasn't insecurity. That was clarity. That was the red flag waving right in front of you, begging to be seen. But you ignored it because you were taught to fight for love. You were taught that if you truly cared, you'd hold on. But holding on to disrespect isn't strength, it's self-abandonment. She knew you'd stay through it all. She knew you'd forgive, and the more you forgave, the more she disrespected. That's how power dynamics work. People don't value what they can't lose. And she believed she couldn't lose you. But something changed. Maybe it was the moment you looked in the mirror and realized the man staring back was a shadow of who he used to be. Maybe it was when you stopped laughing like you used to. Maybe it was when your friends told you you're not yourself anymore. Whatever it was, it woke you up. And when a man wakes up, everything shifts. You didn't yell. You didn't break things. You didn't argue. You disconnected. That's what she never expected. That's what scares a woman like her. Because men like you, when they finally decide to walk, never look back. And the silence, it hit her harder than all the begging ever did. Because it wasn't just silence. It was final. It was the absence of emotion, the absence of availability, the presence of self-respect. She never thought you'd leave. Not because you couldn't, but because you cared too much. But now she's seeing the truth. A man who truly cared left, not out of weakness, but because he ran out of reasons to stay. She's replaying old texts now, re-watching your stories, clicking on your profile. She's watching you become the man she said she wanted, but with someone else. And every time she hears your name, sees your picture, or hears your voice in her memory, she remembers one thing. He was mine, and I lost him. But that's not your burden anymore. That regret belongs to her. Let her sit in it. Don't respond to her breadcrumbs. Don't answer her "I miss you" text. Don't fall for the trap of closure. Because closure isn't a conversation, it's a decision. And you already made yours the moment you chose silence over chaos. The moment you chose your peace over her confusion. You want power. Build your life around purpose. You want respect. Walk away when it's not mutual. You want healing. Start living in such a way that her memory becomes irrelevant. Block her. Unfollow her. Release her. Not out of hate, but out of honor. Honor for the man you were. And even more, honor for the man you're becoming. Take back your mornings. Fill them with discipline. Take back your evenings. Fill them with silence, with learning, with growth. Rewire your mind to associate love with peace, not pain. And when that temptation comes, to check her profile, to respond to her message, Remind yourself, she thought, you'd never walk. And now that you have, you owe it to yourself to never return. You were the blessing, she was the lesson, and the only way to honor both is to never repeat it. Number 4. You chose silence over chaos. While she expected drama, a meltdown, or a desperate final plea for love, what she never saw coming was the cold, clean silence that followed your final realization. Not because you lacked the words, but because you finally understood that your words had lost value in her world the moment she stopped listening. And when a man realizes that his love is being wasted on deaf ears and closed hearts, something inside of him dies. But what rises from that death is the version of him she prayed would never be born. Silence isn't absence, it's dominance. It's the loudest language a man can speak when he's been ignored, dismissed, and emotionally drained for too long. You didn't argue, you didn't explain, you didn't beg. You vanished, not as a strategy, not to provoke a response, but because you knew that chaos cannot exist without a host. You stopped playing the emotional chess game where she moved pieces while you sacrificed your king. And now that silence echoes through every hallway of her mind. It whispers in every moment she used to fill with your voice, your effort, your love. Because in silence, she now has to hear her own behavior, loud and unfiltered. Modern relationships often operate on the unspoken belief that men are disposable, that loyalty, once given, can be exploited infinitely without consequence. She believed you'd stay no matter what, because you always did. She counted on your empathy, your emotional endurance, your history together. She assumed that the bond you built would always be stronger than her disregard for it. But you chose silence, and that silence is now a mirror she can't escape. It's reflecting every time she chose the attention of strangers over your presence. Every time she ignored your concerns, dismissed your feelings, and entertained validation that had no depth. And now she's searching for signs you still care. But there are none. Because you've withdrawn your energy, and that withdrawal is power. You're no longer reacting, which means you're no longer under her emotional control. That's what silence really is. A reclamation of power. A declaration that you no longer dance to her rhythms. You now set your own. And as she scrolls through her social media feed, hoping to find you watching, hoping to see your name in her likes, all she finds is absence. That absence stings more than any words ever could. And while she tries to bait you with cryptic posts, half-naked pictures, and faux spiritual quotes, she's slowly realizing you're not biting anymore. You're done. You didn't just delete her number, you deleted the part of you that needed her. You replaced late-night anxiety with early morning discipline. You traded tears for reps, doubt for clarity. You took that pain and turned it into a blueprint. Because when you chose silence, you didn't just walk away, you leveled up. And that growth is irreversible. This is where most men fail. They leave physically, but stay mentally. Not you. You wiped the slate clean. You got honest about your own enabling behavior. You stopped blaming her entirely and looked at your part too. Because kings take accountability, but they don't stay in palaces built on manipulation. You understood the psychology behind her patterns, the intermittent reinforcement, the random affection followed by sudden distance. That wasn't love. That was training. She trained you to crave breadcrumbs. But you're starving for substance now. And silence is the only way you can unlearn the addiction. In the quiet, you began to hear yourself again. You started reading, thinking, building, healing. You learned that healing isn't loud, it's intentional, it's painful, but it's powerful. And when she finally breaks that silence with a hey, or a thinking of you, or just checking in, don't respond. Not because you hate her, but because you respect yourself. You don't owe anyone access to you just because they miss the benefits of your presence. You were her safe space, her constant, her certainty, and she confused consistency with desperation. But silence is teaching her the difference. Every second you don't respond, she's forced to reflect. And reflection is where regret is born. But your job is not to become her second chance. It's to become the man who doesn't need her validation. Move like your absence is the final chapter. Build a life so rich in purpose that even her memory feels like an interruption. Every time you stay silent, you're rewriting the story. From the guy who tolerated everything to the man who enforces standards. And that version of you, he doesn't chase, he doesn't explain, he doesn't return to chaos for closure. He closes the chapter and starts a new book. You want actionable steps? Here they are. Block her access to your world. No half steps. No, maybe one day. Clean cut. Invest in your body, your mind, your money, your network. Create a new routine. Wake up earlier. Read more. Speak less. Track progress. Keep promises to yourself. Build a world where she no longer fits. And every time you hear that voice in your head say, just check her profile. Go lift. Go create. Go serve. Because every time you choose silence over relapse, you win. You regain a piece of yourself. You fortify your soul. And eventually, you won't just be a better man. You'll be unrecognizable to the man who once begged for love that hurt him. She thought you'd yell. She thought you'd break. She thought you'd stay. But you didn't. You chose silence. And now, that silence is the loudest reminder that you finally chose you. Number 5. Now she remembers everything. While you rebuild, grow, and disappear into the silence of your evolution, she begins to remember everything she thought she'd forget. It's no longer a vague memory. It's a vivid ache. Every quiet moment now floods with the echo of your presence. The texts you used to send first thing in the morning, the voice notes where you reminded her who she was when she doubted herself, the way you looked at her like she was the only woman on earth. That attention, that warmth, that security, she thought it was guaranteed. Now, it's a ghost, and not the kind she can call back. See, the moment you chose peace, her world became noise. The things she once overlooked now haunt her. The way you smiled through disappointment, the times you said, "I got you," when she had nothing left to give. She remembers now. She replays every conversation where she dismissed your feelings. Every time she said, "You're too emotional," when you simply wanted to be heard. Every time she rolled her eyes when you tried to plan for a future she clearly wasn't building with you. You were her stability in a world of temporary men, and she didn't notice until you became unavailable. That gym you started hitting, she sees it. That business you launched, she's watching. That silence you gave her, it's ringing louder than any argument ever could. Because you didn't leave out of anger, you left out of truth. And truth doesn't chase, truth simply moves on. Her friends ask her about you now, because even they saw what she never appreciated. Her mother wonders why she let you go. Her heart now asks the question she used to throw at you, why wasn't I enough? And that's when the realization cuts deepest. Because you were never the problem. She was chasing excitement while you were offering foundation. She was addicted to attention while you were offering devotion. She was blind to your consistency because modern validation had taught her that love should be chaotic to be real. But love isn't supposed to hurt, and you finally realized that. That's why you left. Not to make her suffer, but to stop suffering yourself. And now, her mind is racing through memories she thought she buried. She remembers how safe you made her feel, how you showed up when no one else did, how you forgave her when she didn't deserve it. And now she checks your story hoping to see if you're with someone else. But you're not advertising pain anymore. You're moving in silence, healing, growing, protecting your energy like gold. And she's left with her own reflection. The same one that once convinced her you were disposable now reminds her that she lost the most solid man she ever had. She's not crying because she lost control. She's crying because she lost a man who genuinely gave a damn. The man who stood by her when no one else would. The man she never had to question, but always did anyway. And every time she tries to distract herself, it fails. Because her new followers don't know her soul. Her flirty DMs don't offer the security you gave. And when she closes her eyes at night, all she sees is you, smiling, protecting, loving, and now completely gone. That's the weight of true regret. It's not missing what someone did for you. It's knowing you'll never have access to it again. And while she's trying to fill the void with fake affirmations, shallow hookups, and social media filters, your silence grows louder. You want action? This is what you do. Don't post for her. Post for your purpose. Don't work out for revenge. Work out because your body is your kingdom. Don't chase closure. Create distance so permanent that closure becomes irrelevant. Stay focused. Stay disciplined. You owe it to the version of you that begged for her attention and got breadcrumbs. You owe it to the man who stayed up nights wondering what else he could do to make her feel something real. You owe it to your future. Keep going. Because the pain you felt, it was a seed. And now, she's watching it bloom into a man she no longer deserves to know. And the most powerful part, you didn't raise your voice. You raised your standard. And now she remembers every single thing. Number 6. Let her sit in the loss. While you move forward, build, and evolve into a version of yourself she never believed you'd become without her, she sits in the loss, silently but heavily. And that silence is not peace, it's punishment. Not because you wanted her to suffer, but because you finally stopped showing up to save her from herself. You let her fall into the consequences of her own choices. You stopped giving explanations, stopped holding space, stopped absorbing the impact of her emotional recklessness. Now she's alone, not just in her room, but in her soul, surrounded by options that don't compare to the loyalty she discarded. She's scrolling through her phone, staring at names she doesn't want to text, and faces that don't carry the weight of your gaze. She's realizing that validation from strangers can't replace the respect of one real man. You were that man. You were the one who listened without judgment, who stayed calm when she lashed out, who tried again when anyone else would have walked. And that kind of consistency doesn't fade quietly. It leaves a void that echoes. Her pride won't let her admit it, but her behavior shows it. She's quieter now, second-guessing every move. She used to post for attention. Now she posts hoping you'll see it. She used to talk like she didn't care. Now every word is curated for impact, hoping you'll bite, hoping you'll miss her. But you don't. Because you're too far gone, not in distance but in elevation. She thought you'd fold. She thought you'd come back when she got bored, when her roster went cold, when the attention ran dry. But now she's realizing attention was never love. And while she sits trying to recreate what she had with you, nothing works. No one listens the way you did. No one holds her like you did. No one challenges her, checks her, protects her, or sees her with the depth you did. And the more she tries to replace you, the more she remembers why she could never replicate what you gave. You were a once-in-a-lifetime presence, and now that presence is a ghost. Not one that haunts her out of anger, but one that reminds her of what she'll never get back. And you're not watching, you're not wondering, you're working, you're healing, you're moving in silence and power. You've redirected your emotional investment into purpose, into growth, into mastery. And she knows that now. She knows the next time she sees you, if she ever does, you won't look at her the same. You won't even flinch, because the man you are now doesn't negotiate with the past. He commands his future. Let her sit in that, Let her sit in the realization that she had you at your softest, your most forgiving, your most loyal, and she wasted it. Let her sit in the knowledge that she trained you to stop caring. She taught you that love without respect is a lie, and she carved the silence with her own hands. Now she's watching you from a distance she created. Don't close the gap. Don't throw her a lifeline. Let her figure out what it feels like to lose a man who meant it when he said forever. And every time you feel the temptation to break that silence, remember what she did to earn it. Remember how she made you feel like an inconvenience, how she weaponized your love, how she made you question your value while giving you half-hearted affection. Let that memory fuel your standards. Let it shape the way you choose going forward. From now on, you don't chase, you attract. You don't explain, you observe. You don't beg, you build. The kind of woman you entertain from this point forward will know your value before you ever have to prove it. She will meet your effort, match your discipline, respect your silence, because you're no longer handing out access to your energy for free. That version of you died the moment you walked away. And the man that rose from that wreckage, he doesn't negotiate with chaos. He thrives in clarity. So let her miss you. Let her wish she could start over. Let her journal about you, cry over you, heal through the wound she thought would never open. That's her process, not your problem. Your only job now is to continue building a life so complete, so purpose-driven, that her chapter becomes a footnote in a story far greater than she ever imagined. Let her sit in the loss. Let her feel every second of it, because that loss, that silence, that absence of you, it's the most powerful present she'll ever experience, and it's the one thing she can never get back. You didn't lose her, she lost you, and not just the man you were, but the man you were becoming. The one who was willing to pour out loyalty, presence, patience, and protection without asking for anything in return but respect. And she couldn't even give you that. You cried in silence. You wrestled with yourself in the dark. You questioned your worth while she entertained attention from everyone but you. But now you rise. Not to prove her wrong, but to finally do right by yourself. This pain you feel, it's not weakness, it's a signal, a call to arms, a moment in time that demands your transformation. Because now is when you shift. You stop making your emotions your prison and you start making them your power. You build your body, you master your mind, you own your time, you protect your peace. You move in such a way that no woman, no moment, no mistake has the power to break you again. Let her regret, let her remember, but don't you look back, because what's ahead isn't just better, it's everything you deserve. Comment, I choose myself, if this reached your soul. Support the channel, not for me, but for the millions of men out there carrying silent pain and waiting for the moment they hear something that finally sets them free.